we come out to say that the North and the South shouldn't have coexist, have no reason to exist, have no reason to share the same country, share the same name together. These are the reasons. On my screen, you can see that most of the northern states have now declared 1 month compulsory holidays for all schools. It doesn't matter whether you're a Christian school or a Muslim school, provided you are within that northern territory. On my screen is Bauchi State to start with, and I'm sure this will, of course, spread like a wildfire across the north. In the next 30 days, which is by next week, Monday, in the north, your school must be shut down. You have to respect the Ramadan season. It's a clear distinction that the north and south is like you mixing oil and water together. It is immiscible. Okay? These things are indissolvable. And we must, as a fact, see that Nigeria should at least respect their differences. Yesterday, some Muslim faithfuls, as they are called, the Muslim Imams, visited the Aso Rock to challenge the Tinubu government that they supported the Muslim ticket, but as we speak today, it is yet to yield its results. What is that result they are expecting if it is not a total Islamization of this country? A country where we might say we have an equal number of Christians to Muslims. Okay? But again, these guys are saying that the Muslim ticket has not fulfilled its agenda. So Tinubu needs to intensify the Islamization policy that was handed over to him by the Fulanese overlords that, of course, that he agreed to sell. We can see how so many of the policies of Tinubu have been tailored, has been tailored, fashioned in a way to favor some of these Muslim principles. We can see that he has spent 75 billion to finance Hajj. We have been told that they are now sharing a total amount of 2,000 bags of rice per state. You see, when we as Southerners, when we have enough, we will call out the saboteurs amongst us. And one of the places that we seem to have so many saboteurs, those sabotaging the interests of the South because of religious bias, is in the Southwest. When we cannot put the interest of our region above religion first, okay, when we say that we want to be Muslim first before our regional interests, the Fulanis will continue to be ahead of us. Pure and simple. It is not negotiable. Because in the last almost going to 2 years now, these Muslim Imams, leaders, have visited Tinubu. I mean, if I'm not making a mistake, I think they visited him nothing less than 17 times. How many times have you seen the Christians Association of Nigeria go to the Aso Rock? In fact, we can say that the Christian associations of Nigeria are deliberately marginalized. Oh, yes. The only time I saw Martin Kuka in Aso Rock was maybe the early period Tinubu became the president, and when that subsidy was removed, I think just within a space of 1 month, he became the president. That we saw Martin Kuka say that we should give the president time, and ever since then, Martin Kuka has gone silent. You know why? Because the Christians told him the truth he needed to hear. They told him he's a bloody sycophant. That because we see you as a father of the Lord does not mean we will watch you give us advice that would destroy our lives. But you see, on the other hand, it is according to their tenets and rules that even when your master, even when your lord, even when your chief priest, your religious leader asks you, step on that stone, step on the fire, step on the tongue, step on that nail, you must obey before you complain, like zombies. And this is why we can see they have been summoning, ordering, questioning. When are you going to fulfill the final Islamization agenda that we handed over to you when you came during your campaign period to the caliphate? Because why is the incessant visit? These guys are not going there to talk about the insecurity. They are not going into the Aso Rock to query the government of the day, like their people are impoverished, that they have too many animaries on the streets of the northern local government areas, that they need the federal government interventions. They're not going there to say that how can the federal government ensure that their populace accept and adopt Western education. They're going there pushing the Islamization agenda, telling him that Tinubu, your time is ticking. We have an agreement. And but of course it seems you are now derailing. It seems you have forgotten that mission that we ask you to do. And let me tell you, one of those missions is to start with the Southwest. We can see how conversations around Sharia, around Islamization institutions being set up in Southwest, most especially Oyo State, Osun State, and then indeed Lagos State. These are very critical and very, very strategic states in the Southwest. Oyo number one, Lagos State number two, and of Osun State. Osun State, which happens to be the spiritual citadel of the Yoruba ancestry. Oyo, which happens to be the war front where the warriors are, and while Lagos seems to be the commercial heartbeat of the Western region. These are what these guys are targeting, and they keep reminding Tinubu, we gave you a mandate. The only reason why the North voted for you was because we agreed that Islam will thrive in the Southwest beyond Christianity. We gave you a condition that the Southwest will become a Muslim predominant region, that the Southwest will begin to practice Sharia as it were in the North. This is why the Sultan had the temerity, the impetus to come out. We can see some days ago, some people, some elements came out to say that nothing can stop the establishment of Sharia court in the Southwest. We can see that the agenda is simply to bring confusion, unrest into the Southwest that has enjoyed a very long lasting peace and relative cohesion with other tribes. In the Southwest, we have never, for any reason, had what we call maybe religious conflict amongst ourselves. But if care is not taken under this mandate given to Tinubu, a Muslim ticket, because otherwise, why would these people keep visiting Tinubu and even say that what they expect of him is yet to be achieved? Why would they tell him that, listen, we had an agreement, but so far so good, what we expect of you is yet to be achieved? These guys have an agenda, and what they are doing in the north, whereby in 30 days, our Christian youths, Christian children who are in the north, we will set a back, start lagging for 30 days. Meanwhile, in the next 30 days, in the south, most of the children would have been on their second term holiday. Meanwhile, in the north, they will just be returning from the Ramadan fasting. How does Ramadan fasting stop you from going to school? Why should a region that is existing in a contraption with Christians, with non-believers, be enforcing a policy on non-Muslims that is totally undemocratic? That is an it is an aberrant, it is an affront against the Nigerian constitution that guarantees freedom of religion, that guarantees freedom of movement, that guarantees freedom access to education. This guys that Sharia law was integrated into the Nigerian constitution is going to be the beginning of the solution of this country. Let us listen to the word of a Plateau man who has experienced how the Fulanis use Sharia to suppress and manipulate the population. Good morning.
Morning, sir.
How do you feel seeing your uncle from the Plateau Jos, who has been used and dumped by the Fulani hegemonies? We know how Babangida and Abacha all used to. But again, he came just some few days ago to appreciate Ibrahim Babangida. That it was Ibrahim Babangida that restored his honor and dignity. What's your reaction?
Okay, that Ibrahim Babangida was the one that restored his honor and
Yes,
dignity.
that's his claim.
Okay, definitely he have his own mouth and he has his own saying. He can say what he wants to say, but all I know is that they have used him and they have achieved their aim, they achieved their goal, their dream, their ambition, which is to control the country called Nigeria, and they have did that, they have done that. After that, who again has any power to come from the middle belt to say he will control Nigeria? Is there any person from the middle belt that we will say of as of now, as of today, that becomes a president or has become, a powerful in this country? We all know, no. The powerful people in this country, we all know who they are and where they are coming from. If you are not a Fulani or if you are not a Yoruba, we all know. So the country has now become a Yoruba and a Fulani. Even the Hausa, you don't put them in the chapter. They are not in the chapter. But because they have achieved their aim, they have achieved their dreams, and now they are trying to pen him. Now they are trying to pen, for some people, based on the news that I heard, that they are trying to say he is the cause of the Biafran war. Did he just wake up as a president and say, hey, let's just go without some people who advise him, without some people who lead him to say we must do this war? I believe not. There must have to be certain people that use him. After using him, what happened now? They dumped him.
Well, we know that the North, or most especially the Fulanis, they have a knack for using people.
Yeah, of course.
And we have seen how Yakubu Gowon in the past 1 year or so, so many people have tried to whitewash him. I know you are from from Birom in Plateau State, and during the Abacha days, there are some people they used to call them the Langtam mafias, which I believe maybe Yakubu Gowon could belong to, or maybe has affiliation with. As of today, as a man who is from Middle Belt, can you say Yakubu Gowon is an hero of the Middle Belters? Do you people celebrate Yakubu Gowon?
Honestly speaking, if it comes to celebrate Yakubu Gowon, the only thing we can celebrate Yakubu Gowon is that, after he fought that war, we do not celebrate the war, but we celebrate the individual personality, which he is a man that we believe he wants what? Peace, which we could not find this in Buhari, we could not find this in Abacha, we could not find this even in IBB. So we only celebrate him as a man who loves peace. After they have using him, after they have dumped him, what has been going on? These people are the one controlling the major resources. They are the one controlling the entire affiliation of the country called Nigeria. Before, there are some generals, heavy generals from the Middle Belt, from Plateau State. But what happened? IBB assassinate many of them because of their agenda. Because they know that if these people continue to exist, they will be powerful, These people will be the one to stand against their plan, their agendas, which is to Islamize the country. Whether we like it or not, that has been one of their aim, their number one aim. They should take, they should control the people and Islamize the country.
Mm.
But God did not want that to happen. That is why God has taken the life of Abacha. Abacha want by all means to make us to bow down to the God that we don't know. God take his life. And what happened? He brought Obasanjo. And we all know that Obasanjo, when he comes on board, he's not a person that is after, agenda of the Fulani. He's not agenda. When he came, dividend of democracy, we have seen his appointment. Even though he was not perfect, but we all know how he has given his own appointment. You can see from there that yes, he shows to be a person who stands for everybody. But we don't see that in who? In Buhari.
Mm.
They have their own agenda, and now they can say whatever they want to say because they have achieved what they want to achieve. But this their agenda will collapse. This is the message I always tell them. It will come to an end.
Well, at this on the final question, now that Yakubu Gowon has appreciated Ibrahim Babangida, that he is one of those people that has restored his honor, which I think reflects on the middle belt. Because even though Yakubu Gowon, when he was a leader, didn't do anything to make middle belt great, he didn't do anything to make middle belt a formidable force. He sort of betrayed the middle belters and became a subject of the Fulanis. At that, can we now conclude that maybe you too can forgive Ibrahim Babangida for the atrocities he committed during his era on the middle belters?
The only thing that can make me to forgive, I'm not the one to forgive Babangida or to continue to say not to forgive him. But if the Babangida want people to forgive him, he need to repent of the people which he has killed in the past. Many life of the people which he has taken, not only the generals, not only the armies, but even some of the Christians that he has killed. If you don't know, even the biggest markets in the whole of West Africa, who are the people that bombed that place? Babangida is involved. So these are the people that they don't want anything good to happen, to happen to the people that do not believe in their agenda. They have their own agenda. So Babangida for me is a person that is working hand in hand with the Fulani. When it comes to Gawang, I know he made the biggest mistake by fighting the war, which he fought thinking that he's fighting for one Nigeria, but for them, he's fighting for them.
But surprisingly, Babangida is a middle belt man.
He's a middle belt, but there is an agenda. Agenda of the Fulanis. They can use anybody. Even in my state, they can use you. If you agree, they can use you.
How do they achieve this?
They achieve it because they believe that if we are going to achieve certain things, this person has people and his people will listen to him. And if we give him a certain position, he will use his people.
What other things, what other weapons do they use to manipulate people? Because Gowon wasn't a Muslim. We understand that the Fulanis always use Islam as their most potent tool.
For sure.
But Yakubu Gowon, I think, was a Christian.
He was a Christian.
How
they have now used another means. Sometimes if they want to use you, you yourself, you will not know that they want to use you. They have their own personal plan. Okay, if we use this person, what will happen? He will help us in eradicating the Biafrans. Which he himself, he doesn't know that he's going to eradicate the Biafran people for the Fulanis. But for him, he thought he's going to fight for what? One Nigeria. While the Fulani knows that he's fighting for them. So for me personally, he need to apologize for the Biafran people. That's for me. I must tell him the truth. He need to apologize for the Biafran people. If you don't want to apologize, it's left for him. Because all I know, you see me, I told people I'm not afraid of death. Me, if this government catch me, they hang me or whatever, me, I'm a happiest person. But he must apologize for the Biafran. Because as of then, he never knew he was going to help the Fulani to achieve their agenda. But now as I speak to you, do you think they will use any person from my state to go and fight Biafra? Do you think it's going to work? It's not going to work. because people's eyes is open. They do it as of them blindly. He did not know that it's going to help the Fulanis. And Fulanis, by all means, they want to be in charge of everything. That is why they are the one controlling the Hausas. But time is coming, even the Hausa eyes will open. They will say no to Fulani's agenda. Yes, but for many Hausas that believe for Fulani to control them, it's okay, it's all right. Let them continue controlling them. But as for me, by the special grace of God, Fulani will not control me.
Thank you very much for that
Yes,
brilliant
you are highly welcome.
submission.
Thank you very